Every morning at 7:15, he feeds his cat before getting into the shower. He doesn't ski. He considers it too dangerous. His blood pressure is 120/80. Paint watches him dry. He lives in a one-bedroom apartment. He is the least interesting man in the world. I don't always watch TV, but when I do, I prefer the box score. It starts now, my friends.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Collins for box score. Welcome to the box score, and as usual, we like to start off with an axe murderer. I'm Brock here in Los Angeles, and the Danettes are out there in Gotham, the Big Apple. Let's go right to you. Paulie, how far ahead do you plan activities for the Danettes when you know you're doing a show from the city?
Well, in the old days, I was the tour director. Dan would always say, like, find us an Irish pub or find us a place to eat. Now we all kind of team up. Like, McLovin knows the city. He doesn't come out that much. Fritzy knows Brooklyn and his apartment complex, but he doesn't come out that much. Seton knows the city pretty well, and I like to research stuff. But last night, Dan did the tour directing, and he picked Blind Tiger, a good joint.
Nice, with all the beer snobs, too. Fritzy, have you recovered from the boss's verbal tongue lashing yesterday?
I have, but it took some time during the show, throughout yesterday afternoon and last night. It was still kind of bugging me. And, then we went through it all again on the box score yesterday after dealing with it live. But I think we're good now. I hope we're good.
Well, Fritzy, you were absent from last night's DP show bonding, and you explained why.
I had my pizza. I watched about 9 episodes of Modern Family.
Oh, okay.
A little lotion and everything is good.
Sophia Vecchi. Yeah, Paul.
Fritzy, tell me you tipped the maid. Please, tell me you tipped the maid.
I always tip.
All right,
I'm a very good
okay.
tipper.
Twitter handles at DP Show.
They work very hard. Yeah. I started tidying up and vacuuming before the
Fritzy's the kind of guy that cleans up before the maid comes in to clean up.
Just a little, get it going a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to scare her off when she walks in there.
What happened in here?
Oh, the big fella makes a trip back to New York City. Hey, what happens in Fritzy's room is really none of my business.
Ooh.
And to be honest with you, it took me a while to get those sort of visuals erased from my memory. Brutal.
Brock, when I check in the hotel, I ask what floor and what room Fritzy's in, and I say, what is the furthest distance room in your hotel from that room? May I have that, please?
It was a magical time, room 204 last night. Had my pizza, had my Modern Family on, some little bottles of stuff, and it was, I spread out the towel on the bed, and
oh no,
very, very comfortable. A lot of attractive women on Modern Family. I'll leave it at that.
We're on TV, dude.
Oh, is this on TV?
This on TV?
I thought
Not rehearsal
this was when I'm rehearsing it.
Are you wearing any clothes at all? When you're in that hotel room? Yeah.
I had an Orange Crush t-shirt on and socks.
That's weird, man. I mean, when you have a t-shirt, usually, like most people, like have shorts and take a shirt off.
It's just a long t-shirt. I closed the curtains. I put on TV, and I was very relaxed.
Very gentleman.
I like to air out.
Why do you want to know more about
I like to air out. I have
I'm
my
oddly
food.
curious.
It's like meeting the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot.
I have my laptop
Big
set
fella.
up. I'm booking. There's something about booking big names in the sports and entertainment world while you're relatively naked is, I don't know, something empowering about that.
And it's actually really considerate that you spread out the towel.
I do.
So that's actually.
Yeah, but I think it's more just my own spilkers about bed bugs and things. I need a buffer between myself and I don't know what the sheets
so
are
it's
like.
not your
it's
rawness.
just no. It's more. I want to
to
have the towel because I don't know what's crawling around the sheets.
I just picture housekeeping trying to get out of the room over and over again with their just hands slipping off the door for some reason. All right.
I should have left her a 50, but it wasn't quite that much as far as the tip. But God bless him or her, whoever was cleaning the room.
Okay, well, let's look at the lotion comment again here. And keep an eye on the front row because you have the synchronized face palms. Seton.
Yeah, you can't script that out, Brock.
Yeah.
That's generally.
Look at McLovin up there too.
That's actual disgust. That's not scripted.
All 3 of you, right after you. There goes McLovin right there.
Seton, how far is too far with Fritzy?
Man, I don't know. We're. I thought the day that we did the Elway jersey thing, That I thought we might have gone too far that day, but that one still keeps coming back.
For those who don't remember that one, Dan had a John Elway jersey put in glass and framed and put up on the wall, and it was it was just defiled.
Yeah.
It had filth muck all over it.
Major accusation.
Drippings all around.
Accusations were made.
And accusations were made.
And I have no evidence to disprove that, which is the most disheartening and uncomfortable thing about the whole.
You never even said that you didn't do it,
because no one will believe me, and I just don't even want to waste my time with it because I have no way of proving a negative or a pseudo-negative.
I just remember Fritzy sitting in the box saying, "I can't believe I'm actually defending myself for this."
I can understand why they would come to such a conclusion, but even I draw the line somewhere. But there seems to be a belief that something happened.
Okay, well, McLovin, you dropped a bombshell about last night's activities and said you weren't even there.
No. Now, apparently, Dan didn't realize. Did anyone else notice I wasn't there?
We were in a kind of hipster bar. There was a lot of tall dudes with V-necks and glasses on.
Yeah.
I just assumed you were one of them.
Yeah. I wasn't happy with that. Actually, Dan was very specific. He's like, Paulie was there, she was there, McLovin was there. Where were you, Todd? Where were you?
Yeah, he singled me out, and all along McLovin didn't make the trip out either. You know, we had two very different experiences as far as what we did last night, but it was just the front row hanging out with Dan to make that clear.
Okay, well, Fritzy, you tried to get back in the boss's good graces, but this didn't help your cause.
Falcons, Seahawks, Buccaneers offering premier experiences at games, including in-seat cheerleader visits. Cinnamon to Section 102. Cinnamon, Portia to the main stage. Yeah, Fritzy.
So would the girls be offering up lap chants? What? Lap chants. CHANTS. They cheer, they chant things.
Would you rather I just fake laugh?
I'm standing by that. It may not have been award-winning, and I've had more clever mock headlines and things like that, but once that popped into my head, maybe they'll give someone a lap dance, and I thought, lap dance, lap chants, they're chanting Go Team. I threw it out there, and Dan's already got issues from yesterday that I don't know if he says he's resolved, but I knew anything I say today would have to be really, really good for him to give me any kind of love, but the rest of the room didn't find it very
Part of
clever
the issue with the lap chance joke is that Fritzy had also emailed it moments earlier. Right. So we already had known of the bad joke, and then he went in again on top of it, and it was like a double.
That's a good point. I should know for next time. If I think I got something, don't blow it by sending it.
Is there a way you could email it to the entire country before you put them out and give them a chance to prepare themselves for the badness?
Something to think about. It may take a while to get everyone's response, but and I may lose the moment, but I see what you're saying.
Okay, well, the boss tried to explain why it seems you guys aren't as tight anymore, and he told us in this edition of The Boss's Thoughts.
You pick your spots with them because they're married and they have kids. So I know that you have certain demands on your time, but hopefully when you're out having fun, you're having fun. And I think that was evident last night. The guys I wanted to hang with last night were there last night, having fun. So Fritzy and McLovin weren't there. It was Seton, Paulie, and myself. Had a great time. Nobody cared about wives or kids. We didn't have a care in the world. And we didn't care the two other Danettes weren't there.
Yeah, it's a lot different these days, Brock. I've been working with Dan since the summer of '02, mostly on, and back then we went out a lot. And actually, we wouldn't see Dan that much at work back then, and Seton and Fritzy could back me up. You saw Dan for a little bit before the show, for the show itself, and then he was gone. He had to do SportsCenter. You didn't see him that much at ESPN. Now we see him a lot more during the day. He's in earlier, he stays later. We don't go out as much, but we do go for beer and wings. But we're on the road. We do pick our spots and we do go out, but not like the old days.
I feel like I really lost out, like missing last night.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I exaggerate things just to sort of rub it in or whatever. I had so much fun last night, and I don't really know why. I mean, we just kind of hung out and we're laughing and telling stories and eating pizza. It wasn't like we did anything crazy. It wasn't, Well,
the one thing about last night, and as a producer, we always say, if you get banged up the night before, don't complain the next day. We went out early and we didn't stay out late. Nobody got roughed up. But in this industry, if you could do your job and still go out, that's great because you could have a good time. But you meet some people in this industry who can't go out and have a good time and do their job correctly the next day. And that's when Dan will pull the plug. He'll say, like, look, you can't roll with us if you can't show up to work perfectly the next day.
With your hands soaked with lotion. Stay right there, guys. Coming up, trying to drop the gloves, maybe rubber, in the man cave. and the Danettes give us their input on a famous sitcom. Stick around.
It's kind of hard to walk in, sit down, and then give me the final call of an overtime goal to, stay alive. Can you do it, Seton?
Score! Oh my God! Score! Goal! He put it in the back of the net, and the Hawks win it! Oh my God! How's that gonna be?
Welcome back to the box score. Seton showing off his pipes there, and a splendid job. Did you or any of the other Danettes ever attempt to get into any sort of play-by-play during your careers?
Oh man, I've got no business going anywhere near play-by-play. No way.
I never did it, pursuing it as far as a career. But when I was a kid, and I'd play with my friends in the park, and I would always be the one setting up scenarios and situations and keeping score and kind of doing a mock play-by-play. And there was once, you guys probably remember, a Jet Dolphin game many years ago, like in the mid-'80s, where they decided to do a broadcast with no announcers. So my brother and I wish I still had the tape. We decided to be the play-by-play and the analyst of a Jet Dolphin game and see how it would sound. So those are really my only broadcast experience, but that was fun to try.
Hockey announcer Mike Emmerich visited the Man Cave today and gave us a taste of his magic.
All right, ready? Go.
It's O'Connor moving in on goal against McLovin. He scores a soft goal on a poor goaltender.
I'm like a cat.
Yeah, how did you get
like
ripped?
a cat. You found a 5-hole.
You weren't exactly. I think you had a lot of holes.
See, and this is your fault. You were supposed to do some razzle-dazzle, some Wayne Gretzky stuff. You just beat your man and then shot.
Yeah, well, I didn't quite have the handle that I thought I would using the broom and the coaster, the drink coaster. I thought I'd have a little better handle.
I was going to go
Nikolai
Coppa bullying on you, but I didn't know you were going to shoot so quick.
I love that, though, that we just grab a broom and a coaster and have one of the best broadcasters in the business do that really quick. Off the cuff, he wants to do it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, if you plan that out for a week, it wouldn't be funny. If you do it off the cuff with a broom, it's much funnier.
And someone yelled, do we have a puck in the back?
Yeah,
why would we have a puck in the back?
Mike Emmerich also showed off his prized possession in the Man Cave, his notebook. And Fritzy, and you guys compared notebooks. Was the only difference that you had pages stuck together, Fritzy?
Oh. Nice. Other than the pages stuck together, his was a lot neater. We both write very small and can get a lot of information on one sheet of paper. I have little scribbles and phone numbers all over the place. He obviously has all kinds of stats and names of players from
great
roster
penmanship.
sheets. But yeah, he's very
amazing
neat.
penmanship.
For someone to write that small and have to keep track of all those stats. Mine was far more creepy, other than having to peel the pages together.
Okay, well, another regular on the show called in, Michigan State head coach Tom Izzo, and per usual, he and the boss having fun.
If you go to Ann Arbor, could you walk the streets in Ann Arbor, Michigan?
Yeah, actually, they're pretty good. They got a few good chants. Angry Midget's one of my favorite ones, and I kind of like that. But
is it Angry
I'm still
Midget?
At you being a one seed because I know it's not true.
Angry Midget. Angry Midget. Is that how they do it?
Yeah, you got it down, man. You must have been there this year.
Brock, I think there's a couple things at play here. Tom Izzo likes to talk about stuff beyond just his basketball team. I think he finds it refreshing. But also, Dan is not scared to go places other hosts won't. It's a bit because of the relationship they have. It's not like they're friends. They've probably never hung out socially. But almost like you build up a radio friendship or a radio relationship. And Dan's just not scared to, if you're going to go, I'm going to go even farther with the jokes about I'm being a one seed sexually and you're a playing game.
I'm going to guess that's the only time today he discusses that. In any interviews where he says, so Dan, how's your sex life? That's not typical sports radio banter.
Exactly. And Tom Izzo might do 12 interviews today, or he might do one. Who knows? But we want to be the one where you remember something.
Well, I'll remember all that. Coming up, the Danettes put on their thinking caps and try to read each other's minds. Sort of Long Island medium. Stay tuned.
It's really not that bad.
I look like a pirate. I don't want to be a pirate.
The waitress was totally checking me out. Guys, help me, help me. Help me, what should I do?
Get out!
Woo! Nice shirt.
Welcome back to the box score. The Danettes in beautiful New York City today. Guys, Jerry Seinfeld critiqued your performance in that skit. But what kind of feedback did you get from your friends and family? Seton, let's begin with you since you were the female.
Well, both my wife and my son were like, oh my gosh, dude, you are ridiculous. Look at you. But everybody got the bit and liked the joke. I think the skit went over pretty well.
Yeah, I got one of my friends who's a huge Seinfeld fan said, that was a decent imitation, which I'll take. But Jerry Seinfeld, actually, when they asked him about it, he goes, oh, that was supposed to be me, which was a good joke by Jerry. I love it. You know what? I don't care if Jerry Seinfeld makes fun of me for doing an imitation. The fact that he's commenting on it was great.
Yeah, my family and friends got a kick out of it. They loved it. They loved what we did with Friends before that during Super Bowl week. So
isn't that your shirt from that shoot?
This may be the same. I think you're right. I think this is exactly.
If you put the glasses on, you're right back in character.
Right back in character.
I'm good for this at least twice a week.
Yeah, my wife doesn't think I'm funny at all, so she didn't really like it. She actually watched the whole thing like twice, and her only comment was, "Oh, I get it. Seton is Elaine."
He's an academic.
Quick question, Fritzy, what was the name of the waitress that was in that shoot?
Ooh, that's a very good question.
If you checked his Google search history, you'd find it.
I'm gonna say Amanda, but I think I'm wrong. But I did think she was very, very cute. And if I wasn't married, I would have asked her if she was completely acting when she was looking at me, or there was a little something special there.
There we go. Always pushing up the creep meter. Here we go. Well, we were wondering exactly who your favorite character was on the show, so I think it's a perfect opportunity to play.
No! Your row!
Let's begin in the back row. McLovin, who is Fritzy's favorite Seinfeld character?
I'm gonna have to guess George because he played George and it'd be in his mind, and I think I know how Todd Fritz works. Rather simple. He's gonna go George.
Let's see what his answer was.
My favorite Seinfeld character would probably be Elaine. I just think she's cute and adorable, and I could totally see myself hanging out with her. I know everybody wants me to say George, but that's not going to happen.
Wrong. Front row, Seton, who do you think Paulie picked?
Oh boy, does it have to be one of the four main characters? Because I would say maybe the Soup Nazi is like pretty much the best character ever. I'm gonna say Kramer.
Okay, let's see what he said.
Oh, my favorite Seinfeld character. This is tough. I could go with the Bubble Boy. I could go with Mr. Pitt, Bob Secondano, George Costanza.
He was wrong. Back to Fritzy. What did McLovin say?
I'm going to say George. I think that's the one that he would be most amused by. So I'm going to say George Costanza.
That is a great guess. Let's see what he said.
My favorite Seinfeld character, it's pretty obvious, but I'm going to go Kramer. Because I think my favorite episode of all time is when he pretended to be the movie phone. And he said, why don't you just tell me where you want to see the movie? That's probably right up there. And also when he had the Michael Douglas set, I think it was Michael Douglas, maybe Merv Griffin. He's definitely my number one.
No one had it right. And finally, Paulie, who did Seton choose?
This is tough. Nobody's picked Jerry, and I don't think Seton would have. Man. I'm going to go Elaine.
Let's see.
I really like the guys who were stealing the armoire. Those guys are pretty classic. You're not taking the armoire, okay? I like those guys. They're pretty awesome. If I had to go main character, though, it's Kramer.
Sorry. Seton picked.
Not easy, dude.
No, it's not.
He picked the street toughs who took the armoire.
Yeah.
No one wins.
I'm going to take the armoire.
Coming up, we'll take a look back at some of the rougher times for Dan and the Danettes, and we'll wrap things up here in the box score. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the box score. I'm here at the box score bar. Fritzy, Dan sounded annoyed all day on the heels of him yelling at you. Do you think you can finally put it behind you guys?
I think we can. We're both professional. He a little more professional and not as sensitive as I am. We all know it'll take me a lot longer than it does Dan to get past these things, but we're good. I think everything's fine now.
I think we can all put it behind us, and I think that'd be the mature thing to do. but not before seeing this one more time.
You put your headphones on when I was talking to you.
I was upset.
All right, that's being an ass. That's being an ass. That's being an ass. That's being an ass.
See, we don't need that. We need that instigating. It's supposed to be a fun, relaxing atmosphere. You got to make me relive that.
Is that going to become the new McLovin breaking his glasses clip, where it's like, I wonder if we have Dan calling
I don't
Fritzy
need the
an ass.
aggravation. I got a long trip back to Connecticut. I really didn't need to relive that again.
Maybe we put some music under it next time. Okay, from the mentally injured to actual physical injuries, Kevin Connolly joined the show today and talked about injuring his leg. Paulie, was he booked because of the injury or his movie?
A couple things. Yeah, we've been trying to, we had him in the bracket contest. The injury made it more interesting. He had a couple things to talk about. He's a really good guest, likable guy. You can see why he's successful in the industry, but he plays along well and he watches the show. Some people say they watch a show, he really does.
Well, you guys are no strangers to injuries, as we can see here. Paulie getting tackled during a friendly football game.
Oh, boy.
Then McLovin dropping the knee on him here, off the top rope. Let's just go ahead and the brain buster. There we go.
Man, you remember the argument after that? It was such a heated argument.
Dan's injury there. Oh, and we're taking a dodgeball to the face.
Oh, don't go there.
And then Rodney Harrison just absolutely laying the ham bone to you. Oh. And I lost my hat. I lost my hat, and I had a sports hernia right there. Fritzy, do you still have? Does that still haunt you?
It still haunts me because I have a sports hernia that has to be addressed at some point.
That was the slowest moving mechanical bull in history.
There is something protruding that I've had for quite a while that's going to have to be operated on.
That's like 3 years ago.
And I think that certainly didn't help it. That either initiated it or added to the problem. So there'll be an incision at some point.
Yeah. Okay, Fritzy, who's on tomorrow?
We're still working on tomorrow. We hope to hear from someone to set the scene for Johnny Manziel's pro
So if there's
day.
anyone out there who would like to call in,
holler.
It's under construction, though. We hopefully will have many guests, which hopefully I'll figure out with the rest of the guys over the next several hours.
High school coaches, athletic directors, whoever it is.
Whatever,
Okay, thanks for
whatever we
watching
can
the
get.
Box Score.
Hey, listen.
Tune in weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, only on Audience Channel 239, right here on DirecTV. Cheers.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the Box Score. Holy cow.